Well, thank you very much. Shabbat Shalom. Greetings to you all. Happy equinox, everybody. First day of the 7th month, Rosh Hashanah, usually brings the equinox, pretty close to it. The second half of the cosmic year begins, and you have a chance to reset what you put in motion. Do you like the direction that you're going? Would you like to make changes? The whole 10 days of awe are about this cosmic shift. So just how was your change of seasons? 2 times in the year where light equals dark. It epitomizes choice. Do I want to vibrate the light or the dark? We get to choose. We always get to choose. Now, the year technically began at the spring equinox. And this one is like the giant reset button that I said, and we get to start again. Take advantage of the opportunity. Now, unfortunately, this year, according to certain Christian numerologists, following closely studied biblical passages, the world should end on the 23rd of September, or at least, if not end, the beginning of the end kicks in. I don't think it just blows up. I think it's just the start of things winding down. Now, I do understand that the Holy See does not acknowledge this prediction. And I know that there are many waiting to see if we and Planet X, Nibiru, cross paths. Now, it only happens once every 3,000 odd years, but I would have thought we would have seen signs of it already. Anyhow, we will know after the 23rd if we are on the verge of the eve of destruction. Yeah, my blood's so mad, feels like coagulating. I'm sitting here, just contemplating. Can't twist the truth, knows no regulation. Handful of senators don't pass legislation. Marches alone can't bring integration. Human respect is disintegrating. Yes, it certainly is. This whole crazy world is just too frustrating, and you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Wow, now was that song written in the 60s, or was it just written last month? Could have fooled me. And of course, that's a verse that most people, probably have even forgotten was in the song. Friend, we can stop the destruction, or perhaps I should say self-destruction. We control everything that happens in our lives. And that can be a tough one to swallow. Well, this is the week to do it. Take stock and make changes. We are in the period of judgment. We are judging ourselves. Never mind the fact that there's a heavenly court. We really are the worst judges. Now, we just saw an entire community the world over come together as a special community to honor the holy day of Rosh Hashanah in the beginning of the year. So let's all come together as a community, a Chabura fellowship, as we do every week. Join together to express our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes that unites us all as we invite everybody to participate, to come together in this community house of spirit, Beth Ruach. So once again, please do go ahead and invite everybody you know, physically, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, to gather with you and share. From Psalm 133, the Hine Matov, Hine Matov, Shevet Achim Gam, Yachad, Hine Matov, Shevet Achim Gam, Yachad. How good, how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. 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 Together, my friends, as a community, let us all spread love, goodwill, fellowship to the entire world. Let's do it all the time. Now, I know my good friend Barbara down in Connecticut was planning on having a fantastic New Year festival, and she surrounded herself with 12 of the people she loves the most in the world. Now, there's a biblical number, if I ever heard one. Now, she pre-ordered her food from the butcher, and she sent me the list and the dinner menu, I guess, to see what I thought. I told her it was a little hard for me to get there, but it sounded fantastic, and I'm sure it was wonderful. Barbara, I hope you and your family had an awesome time. And my new friend Corby, who showed me that she is a sweet agent of karma, I know is destined for another great year. I saw you were inscribed in the book of life, and you are in for some wonderful things. There's no doubt about it. I hope to see you again soon. Now, I hope all of you got to enjoy a moving and stimulating Rosh Hashanah service. And please note that ours is still available if you want to go back and watch it, or if you think you need some explanation for some things. Friends, we are now halfway through the 10 days of awe. It's time to face the mirror of self, do a course correction, get back on track. You were written into the book of life, and you are in the process now of sealing it, which you do on Yom Kippur. Use these days to examine yourself, to take advantage of the great mechanism of forgiveness. This is a period where there are shifting tides within people's souls. Now, I've just found out a dear sweet friend who I've had nothing but admiration for many, many years has taken on the selfless task of helping those who are terminal to transition through the period of mortal death and the immortal rebirth of the spirit. She has crossed the wilderness and found her new purpose, her role as malach, messenger, angel, to others. The greatest role for any of us, my friends. Never let anybody tell you that you have no status. You have the greatest status of all. Child of God, divine helper of humanity. It's secretly what we each are. We each strive to help, and sometimes we just don't know what our root is. We just might not have realized it yet. Now, there are angels we encounter throughout our lives. The Torah readings for Rosh Hashanah were filled with angels. In fact, it's the most references to angels in the entire Bible. And it is the angels in our lives who help bring us renewal and peace and determination to move on, to succeed, to realize our own hopes, dreams, and wishes. And we come together as angels to wish healing and renewal on the people who need it, the people in our lives and the people we do not know. And as we work to have our names sealed in the book of life, let us reach out and honor the spirits, the souls, the energy of our loved ones. So let us all send healing, love, goodwill to all in need of renewal. Avenu Malkeinu, our Father, our King, prayer we listen to very much so during these high holy days. Listen and hear our prayers and allow us to be guided with wisdom. And let us send special words for those in need of renewal, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. Let us hope Yael has a quick recovery for her broken leg. Let's pray for Susan, worrying about the illness of her dear daughter, Michelle, who we all wish recovery for Therese, for Melissa, for Elle, for those in Texas, Florida, the Caribbean, Mexico City, for the victims of life all over, for all of you, for everyone in the world. The kindness, healing wishes, goodwill, and love that you all sends out circles the world, finding those in need. So thank you, each and every one of you, for all you do, for all you care, because, my friends, spirit never dies. Shabera Evoteinu Makor HaBracha Vimoteinu. May the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body, the renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Misha Baruch, let us all, the world over, have our spirits renewed, my friend, especially during these 10 days of renewal. Now, Ha'azinu, listen. This is one of my favorite parshas. This one I think should have actually opened the Bible, and I've said that before. And this may actually be the only part that Moses really wrote. It is an extremely ancient poem, and unlike many other parts of the Torah, you could spend weeks contemplating some of the things in what has been termed the Song of Moses, Shirat Ha'azinu. It's a piece of work that is older than the body of Deuteronomy. Though how much older is actually a matter of scholarly debate. Some think it could be as early as the period of the Judges, which would be around the 11th century before the Common Era. But I personally think it could actually be much earlier. Now, there's no doubt it has been edited, and you can see that a huge edit took place in this section over a simple phrase. Bnei Yisrael, children of Israel, was substituted for the original wording, which was Bnei Elohim, children of the gods. Now, that is some edit. The phrase children or sons of the gods normally means the gods. Now, scholars have hypothesized that this was the original reading of this verse, and that later scribes or editors were distressed by this meaning. So they changed children of the gods to children of Israel. Now, this suggested that there were, in fact, other gods. And there's many other parts of the Torah that actually does suggest this, but that Adonai was simply the supreme God. Now, this is actually known as henotheism. It's a halfway belief between polytheism and monotheism. And that is probably closer to what many of the people during the early biblical days practiced. Certainly the patriarchs would have. And just to complicate the picture further, the Greek text actually made another change, and theirs reads to the number of the angels of God. And there are cases in which the B'nai Elohim are thought to be the angels. Now, it's likely that the Greek translator had Children of the Gods reading and changed it to Angels of God to establish that there were, in fact, angels and not pagan gods being talked about. But that is a whole other discussion. We're not going to have that today. You must read this poem. It is unlike any other part of the Torah. There are two witnesses to hear the words of Moses. And we know from what we've read so far that at least two witnesses are always necessary. Deuteronomy 32:1. Listen, skies, so I may speak, and let the earth hear what my mouth says. Now, how's that for witnesses? Listen, skies, and let the earth hear. You can't get more than that. Let my teaching come down like showers. Let my saying emerge like dew, like raindrops on plants, like rainfall on herbs. Now, friends, the very end of the Torah is now taking us right back to the beginning in Genesis 1:1. That's where God causes the earth to produce plants by his word. Now, Moses turns this image and sings of his words dropping like rain on the plants. Rain has followed me through the mist of sorrow that surrounded me. The sun could never thaw away the bliss that lays around me. Let it rain, let it rain, let your love rain down on me. Now, it doesn't stop there, friends. Moses goes on to tell us of God's virtue, and also the fault of life lies with man. Deuteronomy 32:4. A steadfast God without wrong. True and right is he. Did he act ruinously? No. His son's the fault. A perverse and twisted brood. Okay, Moses tells us man has a flaw. And this takes us back to Genesis 6, when God says that man is evil in his heart. And that's when he says he therefore regretted creating him. They, the humans, are damaged goods. And it is this inherent shortcoming in their nature that brings about corruption in the eyes of the deity. Now, we can fix this during the 10 days of awe. Change your nature, friends. Go for good, for life, for love, the things that Moses said which we should be trying to go for. This song is about the strained relationship between God and man. And as we were warned about last week, Deuteronomy 32:19, and the Lord saw and rejected from his sons and his daughters angering. And he said, let me hide my face from them. I'll see what their future will be, for they are a generation of overthrows, children with no trust in them. No trust. Now, one of the things I talked about for Rosh Hashanah was to maintain 6 traits. Traits we all exhibit throughout our lives, but which we too often forget. Faith, trust, hope, confidence, love, positive attitude. Embrace those traits. We do have trust. We do have faith. We just sometimes forget. And this is a great time to remember. God goes on to say, he will watch us. He says, I'll see. Now, I'll see. It refers to what will happen in the distant future, in the long run. Because this book is written, for ancient people and for future people to be able to read. There's 2 sides to the hiding of the face of God from man. It's a fearful period of estrangement from their Creator. Now, it has historically been called divine eclipse, Deus absconditus, and the death of God. And it's been written about for centuries. But after living through it, humans are forced to grow up, to become more responsible for their world. The words of the Song of Moses declare that God is not simply hiding his face to bring his relationship with humans to an end. No. There are 2 halves to the statement. I'll hide my face from them. I'll see what their future will be. God gives humans responsibility for their world. And the only way that they can be forced to take that responsibility is if God is hidden at whatever price. Now, does that include world wars and holocausts? And with whatever successes, like the rebuilding of Israel, the conquering of disease, discovering secrets of creation of the universe, all of these things. But humans must grow up, and God will see what their destiny will be. And interestingly enough, the Torah does not end with the natural conclusions of the story, which you would have expected. They are standing at the edge of the promised land, but it has not been reached. But it is in sight, as is yours. Everything lies in the future. Finding a home, fulfillment of the promise, bringing blessings to all the families of the earth. The divine words resound. I will see what their future will be. The Torah ends leaving us looking forward to what we can do and what we can be. And we can each accomplish that in our lives. Now, God may have turned his face from us. God may not be interfering in every smart and stupid choice we make. The great gift of freedom and independence. God may not make his presence felt the same way, but he, she, it is not gone. And we are always in the presence of the Lord, whether we realize it or not. We just have to learn to live that way. I have finally found a way just like I never could before. I know that I don't have much to give, but I can open any door. Everybody knows the secret. Everybody knows the score. Yeah. I have finally found a way to live in the presence of the Lord. We all live in the presence of the Lord, my friends. We just have to find our own way. Yes, the world is sacred. So is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom. Be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light. All who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone. And end to this ridiculous terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we are a community. We learn together, we celebrate each other, we love each other, we share this right together, men and women equally. Let us send out love, not fear, send out peace, harmony, good healing to all who need it. And please do learn to forgive. This is the week for it. Learn to forgive and learn to love. Open your hearts. Honor the relationships of your life. Tell those you love that you love them. Take advantage of the time you have. Enjoy your journey. We take the twists and turns and the patterns that weave through the fabric of our lives in our effort to grow, to learn, to be, to love. So please do love. Now, bless you all. Have a fantastic week. A week of love and light, a week of peace. Examine your intentions and use them to imprint your will on the universe as you're sealed in the book of life. Remember, we set in motion all that happens in our lives. Our intention, our cause, our effect, everything is linked. As I've said, you always have time to forgive and to be forgiven. You do have the knowledge of what is good and bad, so acknowledge what you have done wrong to yourself, to God, to any person you have wronged, and ask forgiveness. And do so with sincerity, with accountability, and vulnerability. Forgive those who have hurt you as you learn to be more forgiving and compassionate in life. Now, we are in the final days of the holy day, leading up to the holy day of forgiveness. Forgiveness is part of love. Being judgmental stands in the way of forgiveness. Fear of vulnerability stands in the way of forgiveness. Friends, who needs to forgive you and who do you need to forgive? Today, allow the presence of the Lord to bestow forgiveness in your heart. And do not stop your journey. You are on the verge of the promised land. Keep moving towards it. Keep on dreaming, keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear, follow love. It's always there in front of you. And remember to have faith and unwavering adherence to principle, just as I have faith in the principle of love and of all of you. Now, act with purity of heart and mind. Despise none, defraud none, hate none. Cherish all. Honor every child of God, every creature of the earth. And may all people know peace in this coming year. May you nurture kindness and love everywhere you go. Work to be present in the body. Expand your heart, quiet the mind, because the deepest source of your real power is in your consciousness and the ability to be mindful, aware, present in any and all circumstances. Now, staying with our real experiences of ourself and our situation teaches us exactly what we need to know for growth. By relaxing our bodies, quieting the chatter of our mind, and allowing our hearts to be more sensitive, we open up to the very inner qualities and resources that do help us grow. Now, make the most of your time in this life. Recognize your ability to be a contagion of holiness, to touch and transform the lives of everybody around you. You are forever blessed, and you can bring those blessings to everybody. You can bring health, love, renewal to everybody you meet. We're all energy. Energy cannot be destroyed. Friends, your words are your power to transform, to love. So be generous with them. Bless others, bless yourself. Love with the heart. We are all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear. Forgiveness, not anger. The great lesson of life. Be there for someone, because someone will always be there for you, whether you know it or not. Do not turn your face away. Let the love of God rain down on you. Now I know the secret. There is nothing that I lack. When I give my heart to you, you'll surely give it back. Let it rain. Let it rain. Let your love rain down on me. And friends, let your love rain down on everybody you know. The book is not sealed yet. You still have some time. Be happy, be healthy, be helpful, be kind and loving. And join us later in the week for Yom Kippur and the examination of self. Shabbat Shalom. Blessings to you all. Thank you. Have a fantastic day. Take care. Bye.